So here's the thing. Let me get straight to the point right here regarding Dwayne Haskins once again. Dwayne Haskins deserves the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I understand there are some people out there that think I am absolutely crazy for believing that Dwayne Haskins can make something of himself as a potential franchise quarterback. A lot of people think that he stinks, that he's already a bust, that he's no good. But I'm not going to take that route. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Okay? Here's what we need to do, people, regarding Dwayne Haskins. Let's have an honest conversation. And let's evaluate things. We need to pause and realize that every quarterback develops at their own pace. And people forget, even some Hall of Fame quarterbacks had rocky starts to their career. Peyton Manning had a horrible rookie season. He led the entire NFL in interceptions his rookie year. Peyton Manning is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Troy Aikman lost his first 11 career starts. You look at Brett Favre. Brett Favre was not a good quarterback with the Atlanta Falcons. He gets a fresh start. Boom. Brett Favre becomes a Hall of Fame quarterback. Same thing with Drew Brees. Didn't have the greatest start with the Chargers. Goes to New Orleans. Completely turns his career around. And what we must realize about Dwayne Haskins is when he was coming out of Ohio State, I believed in his talent, but I was one of the few people that said, okay, he's really talented, but maybe he needs to go back to school for an extra year, because there was the concern about Dwayne Haskins only having 1 year of production at Ohio State. And you look at guys that have, dominated in the NFL to this point that have been young quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, he played 4 years of college football. Joe Burrow, him coming back to LSU for a second season was huge for his development. And by the way, everyone talks about how good Joe Burrow is. If I recall, Joe Burrow and Dwayne Haskins were on the same team at Ohio State several years ago. And Dwayne Haskins beat out Joe Burrow. Okay? Dwayne Haskins is really talented. Baker Mayfield had 4 years of production at college. Experience is everything at the quarterback position when you're talking about developing a young quarterback, okay? Because when you have a bunch of college starts, you really get a chance to learn how to dissect defenses, audible at the line of scrimmage, make adjustments, okay? And the speed of the game is always the biggest adjustment, usually for NFL players and especially quarterbacks. And you look at Dwayne Haskins, as a pure pocket passer, he just wasn't ready for the NFL. It seemed like he was always one step behind the 8 ball, It just seemed like the speed of the game really, took him by surprise. And listen, Dwayne Haskins is a pure pocket passer. So if you're a pure pocket passer, I think that sometimes you need a little bit more experience where you can really learn how to dissect defenses and really know the playbook and things like that, because the reality is Dwayne Haskins isn't like Kyler Murray. He's not like Cam Newton, where those guys have that little get-out-of-jail-free card because they're mobile quarterbacks. And it's fine that Dwayne Haskins is a pure pocket passer, because we've seen guys like Tom Brady win multiple Super Bowls just being a pure pocket passer. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, based on how Dwayne Haskins operates as a quarterback, it was key for him to get another extra year at college. And he never, got the extra year. He made a mistake, in my opinion, coming out prematurely. And so when you looked at Dwayne Haskins as a prospect, back when he was at Ohio State and entering the NFL draft, you were drafting him for what he could become, not for what he was. Because, like I said, he had that inexperience at Ohio State. And Washington just flat out was not interested in developing Dwayne Haskins. The ownership was responsible for drafting Dwayne Haskins, not the coaching staff, not the scouting department, the ownership. And he was not developed in Washington. They really put no talent around him, and they expected him to be the guy early on, and he just wasn't mature enough to be that guy. And it seemed like, teams like, the New York Giants did everything to tell you why Daniel Jones was their guy, whereas Washington did everything to tell you why Dwayne Haskins, for whatever reason, wasn't the guy. They pretty much just said, hey, we're going to pick this guy, and if he turns into something great, but we don't really believe in this guy. It was a really shameful situation for Dwayne Haskins to be in. And the thing about Dwayne Haskins is, because he came out prematurely at Ohio State, I think he got the sense that he felt that things were going to be easy for him in the NFL. And honestly, to a certain degree, I kind of understand his thinking because he said, man, well, that one year I had at Ohio State, it was an all-time great year, you know? Imagine what I can do once I get to the NFL level. This thing is easy. This college exam or these college defenses I'm picking apart, I'm bigger, faster, stronger than all these guys. This is easy. But what Dwayne Haskins failed to realize is it's not all that easy. You can't do the bare minimum in the NFL. And I think Dwayne Haskins realized that once he failed in Washington and got released and didn't even get a second contract in Washington, less than 2 years removed from when Dwayne Haskins was drafted. He got released, okay? But it seems like Dwayne Haskins is a changed man. And I think a lot of people these days fail to give people second chances and second opportunities because, well, trust these days is hard to come by. I get it. But I think that we need to give Dwayne Haskins the benefit of the doubt because I truly believe that he's changed his, work ethic habits. The reports are that he's working really hard in Pittsburgh. People have been saying good things about him. I think we need to give Dwayne Haskins the benefit of the doubt. Every young quarterback develops at their own pace. I think Dwayne Haskins has a great shot to turn his career around in Pittsburgh. He has a lot to prove. I could be totally wrong about him, but I also could see a situation where I'm right about this. So we'll see what happens regarding Dwayne Haskins, but I do think that we all need to give him I do believe we all need to give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he's got, But we'll see what happens with Dwayne Haskins going forward. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God-blessed day, and I'm out.